When someone gets brought into the criminal justice system, there's just like a series of cascading problems that follow, even a criminal charge. In fact, even if you don't get a criminal charge, there can be a series of problems, as is evidenced by the news today on CNBC, which I will share my screen with you, showing that President Trump is suing Jamie Dimon and JPMorgan Chase over debanking, which the suit calls political. What is debanking? Well, it's when a bank fires you and tells you get your money out of our bank. When President Trump faced this problem with Chase Bank and many other institutions, he hadn't yet been charged with a crime. It's just the controversy that surrounds any type of government investigation can lead to a bank saying get your money out of here, which can cause enormous disruptions to people's lives. The reality is it doesn't stop when a person gets charged either. A person can get charged, they can go to prison, they could finish serving their sentence, they could go on building their lives and get news that says you've got to get your money out of our bank. And so this sticks with people a long time. It's one of the reasons that I'm pretty excited about seeing a lawsuit like this, because the president has the ability to bring attention. If it happens to him, you could be sure it's happening to other people who go through the criminal justice system. I was kind of fortunate in that my arrest took place on August the 11th, 1987, long before the internet started. So I don't really exist in any type of banking or financial services databases, and I've never been debanked. But I can say I've known many other people who have, and it creates an enormous complication for people. I mean, imagine if you have been working and building a retirement plan, and that retirement plan is pre-tax income. So they're holding that money in some type of a 401k or an independent retirement account. And then the financial institutions learns about your criminal background and says, you've got so much money to take this money out of this institution and transfer it to another institution. Well, the problem is, if another institution learns that you've got a criminal background, they may not take those funds. And sometimes there's a very tight window, like 30 days. You've got 30 days to get your money into another institution. If you cannot find an institution that will accept you as a client because of a criminal conviction, then the bank is going to cash those securities or whatever's in that account and give you a cashier's check. The problem with that is then it becomes taxable. So it can become an enormously complicated problem for people. The president faced this complication. You can be sure that tens of thousands of small business people and just ordinary citizens have faced the same complication, even if they haven't been convicted. You see, the collateral consequences that accompany any kind of problem with the criminal justice system are real. It's one of the reasons that our team really encourages you, learn as much about the system as you can. Learn strategies and steps that you can take to begin rebuilding your career, to recalibrate. At Prison Investors, and I'll share the screen with you because if you're watching this on YouTube, you may have never seen it. Prison Investors is a nonprofit. It exists. Anybody could just go to the site and get free information. Anybody could follow us on social and get free information to learn about the complications that accompany a criminal charge or any type of encounter with the criminal justice system. And the reason that knowledge is so valuable is because you don't know what to do. When you get brought into this system, sometimes you have no place to turn. You know, in all likelihood, it might be your first time coming into the system. And you have no idea, how is this charge going to influence my earning capacity? How is it going to influence my family? How is it going to influence my ability to rebuild a career? Well, it will have long-lasting implications. Sometimes I refer to it as the federal herpes, because once you're brought into the federal system, it lasts for decades. And there's only one way that I have found to get through it. I am Michael Santos, the founder of Prison Investors. And if you look at our website, you will see that everything we do is free. But it's this kind of self-directed pathway that helps individuals going through the system figure out, what can I do? And up here in programs, you'll see a lot of free lessons where you could choose your path of what you want to learn. If you're at the very earliest stages of going into a criminal investigation, well, you want to learn about, well, what does that mean? What's going to happen? What comes next? What can I do to start sowing seeds today for the outcome that I want on the other side? And these different pathways, these different stages on this section take you through all areas, whether it's understanding charges and plea, the pre-sentence investigation report and what happens before sentencing, programs in the Bureau of Prisons, whether it is you want to learn about strategies to succeed. If you're a staff member that works in the prison system, we offer all kinds of free resources right here supporting corrections. You can just go through these courses. Again, everything here is free, but it doesn't matter what area of the system you're going into. You may be charged with a DWI or driving under the influence offense. Well, that might not be a criminal offense. It might be a criminal offense, but it has serious implications for the rest of your life. And the best way to prepare for that kind of challenge, to overcome that kind of challenge, is to start telling your story. Show who you are, what you've done. Describe the ways that you're a worthy candidate for some kind of mercy or consideration. Your self-advocacy is going to be so important on your path. But if you don't know what to do, you become beholden to stakeholders, whether it's probation officers, prosecutors, the judge, even your defense attorney. You're just waiting for other people to tell you, hey, what's the best step to take, or what's the next step to take? In my view, as somebody who went through prison for 26 years, you want to make sure that you're doing everything within your power to advance yourself as a candidate for the best possible outcome. And that you don't even know what the best possible outcome is if you've never been in the system before. And if you're talking with people who've gone through the system but didn't emerge successfully, you're going to find that many people face this kind of this spiral that continues to influence them and their family and their relationships and their big career. And those types of scenarios are really what we try to break. I'm really grateful that the president is suing Chase Bank. I would love to see some type of regulations that stop the debanking of America, of Americans, because we all need the financial institutions in order to survive. We need to put our resources in a safe institution. We need credit. We need to build our careers. And when a bank says you're not welcome here, or you can't bank here, it creates a parade of horribles that make it difficult to get housing, make it difficult to pay bills. Then your credit gets impacted. You can't get a car. You can't get housing. And it just keeps this intergenerational cycle of failure going. So I would really encourage you to learn as much as you possibly can. Don't think that you can't get debanked if you're coming into the system. You can't do anything about what Chase Bank or Wells Fargo or Bank of America is going to do to you. But there are strategies that you could pursue in response. And my strategy is to be my own bank with crypto and focus on Bitcoin. But I still have to use America's banking system. I'm not a big fan. But that's because I've made a lot of really bad decisions when I was 20 years old. That makes me a different kind of risk for any kind of financial institutions. I understand that, so I take steps to protect myself, just as I encourage you to do. So don't think it can't happen to you, because as I'm sharing my screen right there, if it could happen to that guy, the president of the United States, the former president of the United States, then it can happen to anybody. And you have to be prepared. So be strong, be a member of Prison Professors community, get free information. I always make you 3 promises. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not going to ask you to do anything I didn't do. And if you're getting information from Prison Professors, you'll never pay a penny for it. I'm Michael Santos, and I believe in you.